What's up, guys? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for Sunday, October 29th. Well, guys, the month is coming to an end, but we have another busy day of free picks here. We have some picks in England. We have the big Manchester Derby coming up. We have two interesting games in the Italian Serie A as well. So check it out, guys. Get some bets in, and let's win some money together. For more free picks, of course, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. Check it out, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. And of course, for my best bets, click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page. And there you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass if that's something you want to do. Like I said, guys, we have a busy day. We also have the MLS playoffs on Sunday. And at the end of this video, you can find the parlay of the day as well. I also went the safer route, and it looks pretty well to me. It's a six-legger, so stay tuned to get this one as well. Let's kick it off with the EPL, guys. West Ham versus Everton is the first matchup we have. That's a 9 a.m. game. And West Ham is in a bit of a slump right now. They haven't won any of their last three games. They're coming off of a loss to Olympiacos in the Europa League. Well, Everton on the other side actually won three of their last five games. But they're coming off of a loss in the Merseyside Derby, and they will be without Ashley Young for this game, who's suspended. They still have a couple of injuries, and they are a bit of an underdog here. And maybe if I had to choose a side, I'm honestly not sure I would even go with West Ham. I would probably go with the draw because I think it's going to be a hard fought battle here. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a rough game. So I'm going to take over 4.5 cards in this one at plus 108. I honestly think it's a coin flip game. It could go either way. And that is the only reason why I'm going with cards instead of goals or sides. So West Ham against Everton over 4.5 cards. Aston Villa will be hosting Luton Town in the next matchup, and Aston Villa is actually on fire right now. They have won another game, this time in the Conference League against Alkmaar, 4-1 on the road. Uh, they haven't lost any of their last five games. They are in fifth place of the EPL. They have been perfect at home, four wins out of four games, 17 scored goals in those four games. That's an average of over four scored goals per game, and defensively, they have been absolutely amazing as well with only three conceded goals. Luton Town, on the other side, hasn't been that great overall this season, especially on the road. They have one draw, one win, and three losses. They have scored five goals, conceded 11. They are conceding quite a lot on the road, and I think that Aston Villa will go for another win here. So in this one, I'm going to take Aston Villa minus 1.5 at minus 143. It is a bit expensive, yes, for a handicap bet, that is, but there's not a lot of picks that will give you some value out of this game, as we can see, because Aston Villa is a huge, huge favorite. So Aston Villa minus 1.5 at minus 143. Brighton will be hosting Fulham in the next EPL matchup, and they finally got a win this time against Ajax in the Conference League, actually in the Europa League. They have beaten them 2-0 at home, but they haven't been as effective as we are used to seeing them, and their defense hasn't been as solid as we are used to seeing it as well. They have been conceding quite a bit of goals, and this is the first clean sheet in a while for Brighton. So I don't think honestly they can do it twice, especially in their current situation, in their current form with a bunch of injured players. And Fulham on the other side has been quite decent as of late. They are not scoring a lot, especially on the road, where they have scored only four goals in five games. But overall, they are a very, very good team that will certainly create a decent amount of chances for this game. And I honestly think they have what it takes to get to the scoreboard, but not what it takes to get a win out of this game. So I'm going to go with a bit of a riskier pick here. I'm going to take Brighton to win and both teams to score plus 155. Nice plus money to get out of this game. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest is the next matchup, and we know that we have two sides to this Nottingham Forest team when they're playing at home and when they're playing on the road. And at home, they are much, much better than they are on the road, to be honest. They are scoring more at home. They're defending better, and now they have to face this Liverpool team, the team that, granted, is coming off of a Europa League game which they won 5-1 against Toulouse, and that's going to be a nice confidence boost for them as well. And on top of that, Nottingham Forest once again has a ton of injured players, so their depth is reduced. They do not have that needed quality on the bench. So in this one, I'm gonna take Liverpool to win in over 3.5 goals at plus 120. And for the end of the EPL section, guys, we have Manchester United playing against Manchester City. The big Manchester Derby, the biggest game of the weekend in the EPL. Both teams on a nice winning streak. United is coming off of a 1-0 win against Copenhagen, and that's a game that they barely won. Onana saved the penalty kick in the last minute of the game. Harry Maguire was made a player of the match for the third time in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, it's something weird is happening. It's a quite strange sight to see. While Manchester City on the other side is coming off of a win against Young Boys 3-1 on the road. Before that, they have beaten Brighton. Uh, the one thing we can see about Manchester City that they are conceding goals right now. So this is definitely a good chance for Manchester United to try and do something here. But once again, they are missing a few players here. They have some injuries. And I definitely would give advantage to Manchester City because they have a lot more offense to show for. But I think that United can get to the scoreboard at home. So I'm going to take City to win and both teams to score at plus 230 in this one. Should be definitely a fun game to watch and enjoy. And I will be tuning in for this one. Off to the Spanish LaLiga, guys, we have Rayo Vallecano playing against Real Sociedad, and Rayo Vallecano has actually been playing pretty well as of late. They are undefeated in their last 7 games right now. They do not have a lot of wins. They have only 3 wins in that game range, but they have been scoring goals quite consistently. One bad news for them is that Real Sociedad is playing in a brilliant form right now, and Real Sociedad has scored in the last what 14 games in this matchup or something like that. It's a very weird thing to see. And whether they play at home or on the road, Real Sociedad definitely is scoring a lot of goals right now, and in this matchup as well. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 109. Should be another fun game to watch, and I definitely see at least a goal on each side. Athletic Bilbao is hosting Valencia, and I'm gonna keep this one very simple, guys. Bilbao is a very good team. They were incredibly unlucky against Barcelona. They ended up losing that game 1-0. They had a few great chances, they just couldn't score a goal. While Valencia on the other side is now undefeated in their last 2 games, they're actually coming off of a nice win against Cadiz at home 2-0. And I think that's gonna be a nice boost for them against Athletic Bilbao on the road. So even though both teams have a few injuries, I expect them to maybe try and step it up, and maybe those substitutions will try to push for the spot in the first lineup. So uh, both teams to score one more time, guys. Plus 100. I simply love the price on it, and I couldn't make myself pass this one up. So Athletic Bilbao and Valencia, both teams to score. And the last game of the day in La Liga is between Atletico Madrid and Alaves. Now, Atletico Madrid conceded 2 goals against Celtic in the Champions League, and it cost them a win. It ended in a 2-2 draw. While Alaves on the other side is now on a 2-game draw streak, and it kind of looks like they're stepping it up defensively. But they're coming into this game as one of the worst teams on the road. They have scored only 2 goals in 5 games. They're still winless on the road, and they're conceding about a goal on average when it comes to playing on the road. Atletico Madrid on the other side at home has been perfect. 4 wins out of 4 games, 11 scored goals. That's an average of almost 3 scored goals per game. And even though they're conceding an average of over 1 goal per game at home, I don't think that Alaves simply has the offense to be a threat to Atletico Madrid here. So I'm going to take Atletico Madrid minus 1.5 here in this one. Hopefully they get the job done, and hopefully they bounce back after that unfortunate draw against Alaves against Celtic this midweek in the Champions League. In the Italian Serie A, guys, like I said, we have a couple of great games. We have Inter hosting Roma, one of the biggest matchups in Italy, and I think it's going to be a good one because Roma is now on a 5-game winning streak. They have been scoring a lot of goals, and they actually kept 4 clean sheets out of those 5 games, and they are definitely in good enough of a form to be a real threat to Inter here. Who is at the top of the table, who has been the most consistent team in Serie A so far this season, and the team that has scored 24 goals so far in 9 games. Defensively, Inter has been a lot better as well than Roma has. But like I said, I think that Roma has been playing really well as of late. They're coming into this game in a great form with pretty much their lineup. almost healthy. They do have some important injuries, but overall, Lukaku has been doing a great job keeping them afloat. So in this one, I'm going to go with both teams to score at minus 105. And the second big matchup in the Italian Serie A is between Napoli and AC Milan. Now, if this game was being played in Milan, I would definitely give Milan a chance here. But seeing that they're now on a two-game losing streak, and in this two-game losing streak, they haven't scored a single goal. As a matter of fact, they have scored only one goal in their last four games. We can see that their offense is not producing anything right now. They are in a bit of a slump, and now they have to face this Napoli team, the team that has been scoring more than them, the team that has been uh, better at home than Milan has been on the road, especially as of late. And even though Napoli will be missing Victor Osimhen still once again for this game, they are coming off of a win in the Champions League against Union Berlin. So their confidence and their mood is pretty high right now, much much better than Milan's. And in the end, who knows what can happen? Maybe Napoli can get a win, maybe Milan can snag a point or whatever. But I think that Napoli will score at least twice in this game. So I'm going to take Napoli team total goals over 1.5 at plus 117. In German Bundesliga, guys, we have two games on Sunday, and the first one is between Eintracht and Borussia Dortmund. Eintracht hasn't had a lot of success in this matchup, and on top of that, they are coming off of a game against Helsinki in the Conference League. Granted, they have destroyed them 6-0 at home, but Borussia Dortmund is coming off of a much, much bigger win against Newcastle on the road 1-0. And this is actually their third win in a row and their second clean sheet in a row. Now, everything looks pretty well for Borussia Dortmund right now. They have been much more successful in this matchup than Eintracht has. They're still undefeated on the road, and even though Eintracht is still undefeated at home this season, Borussia has been showing us a lot more in that attack again than Eintracht does because Eintracht has scored only 9 goals in 8 games. They have scored only 4 goals when playing at home. And I think this is going to be a tight game, but I think that Borussia Dortmund will come out on top in this one. So for a nice plus 115, I'm going to take Borussia Dortmund on the money line. Bayer Leverkusen and Freiburg is the next matchup we have in German Bundesliga, and I think this was going to be real fun. I think it's going to be an all-out battle. Not a lot of defense on either side. Both teams are coming off of a nice performances in Europe. Freiburg has beaten Serbian team TSC in the Europa League 3-1 on the road. Leverkusen has beaten Karabakh 5-1 at home. Both teams scoring a lot of goals right now. Both teams still conceding goals as well. So keeping it simple, guys, over 3.5 goals plus 108. I think that's the way to go in this one. No both teams to score needed, nothing like that. No first half goals, simply over 3.5 goals. And I think this one should hit fairly easily. In the French League One, we actually have three very interesting games, guys, on Sunday, and the first one is between Brest and PSG. I'm gonna keep this one very, very simple, guys. Brest as solid as they have been this season, with PSG being on a three-game winning streak right now and coming off of a nice performance in the Champions League, 3-0 against Milan. I think this was going to be all Newcastle. They are finally finding their form. They are creating chances. They're scoring goals. So I'm going to take PSG to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 152. If you're feeling confident, you can stretch that to PSG to win and over 2.5. I don't think you'd be wrong. I'm just being maybe a little bit overly cautious in this one because it is PSG we are talking about, and we know that they have been all over the place so far this season. So PSG to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 152. Lille and Monaco is another game in the French League One. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have two teams playing outstanding football so far this season, especially Monaco, the team that scored 23 goals in 9 games so far this season, and 12 of those goals were on the road. Luckily for Lille, defensively, Monaco is not that good overall this season, especially when playing on the road. And even though Lille hasn't been scoring that many goals, only 12 goals in 9 games. Well, maybe not only 12 goals in 10 games, but they are much, much better when playing at home than they are on the road. So I think they will definitely get to the scoreboard, but I don't think they can keep a clean sheet against this Monaco team here. So uh, I'm going to take both teams to score an over 2.5, minus 143. Hopefully, we have an exciting game here, and hopefully, they decide to attack instead of defending too much, and that should be enough for us to get the 3 goals here in this game that we need. And the last game of this French segment here, guys, we have Marseille playing against Lyon. In the past, this used to be one of the biggest matchups in the France, but this season, Lyon is so far down the bottom that I have zero confidence in them. Marseille, on the other side, undefeated at home this season, 3 wins, 1 draw. They are coming off of a win against AEK Athens in the Europa League 3-1. That will certainly boost their confidence, and they need a win in the French League One now because they lost last week to Nice 1-0. This is definitely a must-win game for them. Lyon hasn't won any of their last 13 games. They're struggling defensively, but they definitely have what it takes to get at least on the scoreboard here against Marseille, because Marseille has been a little bit sloppy when defending. So in this one, like I said, I have zero confidence in Lyon, so I'm going to take Marseille to win and over 2.5 goals plus 108. If Lyon decides to show up, get to the scoreboard, great, good for us. It's going to be an easier hit. Even if they don't, Marseille alone can get us over 2.5 line, in my opinion. So Marseille win and over 2.5 goals at plus 108. And for the end of this video, guys, parlay of the day. It's a six-legger this time, pays out at plus 373. I have Liverpool team total goals over 1.5. I have Aston Villa to win and over 1.5 goals. Marseille, Lyon over 1.5 goals. Leverkusen versus Freiburg in Germany over 2.5 goals. Atletico Madrid on the money line against Alaves. And I will take Napoli versus Milan over 1.5 goals. Like I said, guys, this parlay pays on at plus 373. Should be an interesting one. We had a very good day on Saturday. We had some nice picks. The parlay was really close, and we'll we'll see how this one is gonna turn up. It's a six-leg parlay, guys, so be careful with it. If it's an easy thing to hit, everybody would be hitting it, but it's really not. So bet only as much as you can. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining me here. These were free picks for Sunday. I hope you have a great day, guys. Stay tuned for more free picks, and good luck with all of your bets on Sunday.